Hello, I'm Corelli. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Γεια σας, είμαι η Κατερίνα Corelli. Καλώς ήρθες στο κανάλι μου. Today we're painting a painting called Samos, Gentle Shadows. I decided that I'm gonna have this series dedicated to the Greek island of Samos to allow myself some cool down time. I think it's both nice practice and it also allows me to try out things here and there using larger format, but simultaneously I'm doing a lot of sketching and I'm thinking through compositions for the Sun City story and for the Journey of Aegean. And I'm doing charcoal sketches and pencil sketches, I'm doing studies, things of such nature. But they're not finished paintings. You know, I originally thought that I would be just putting out paint-throughs of finished paintings on my channel, but I'm just not ready to paint a whole finished painting for either of the stories. So I need this kind of cool down time, and I need something for myself to cool off on. Something for myself to cool off on. Can you say it this way? I don't know. So, and besides, you know what, here's another thing. A year ago, I asked my friend Leonidas to send me some pictures from his trip to Samos. Leonidas is Greek. And so he had a vacation in August and he sent me these beautiful pictures, a whole pack of them. And I was so busy with my other paintings. I thought I painted a lot. I kind of think that I don't paint enough really nowadays. I want to paint a lot more, but this whole spring thing with the event and making frames and being all over the place and doing simultaneously a whole bunch of things, frankly, which also includes actually doing music, that kind of eats up a lot of time, you know, so I end up either physically exhausted or I end up just being mentally drained, or it's just too late, you know, and I'm kind of constantly bouncing between all of these tasks, and each of these tasks eats up a lot of time, and I end up actually not painting as much as I want to paint. I would like to hope, looking in the future, looking forward, that one day, when I move to Greece, I will have a studio of my own, and that I will streamline a lot of things, and hopefully maybe even I will hire someone to work with me, to be my agent, and to manage my social media, and to assist me with filming things and editing materials and doing things like that. I dream of this. I'm not there yet, so I can't afford this, and you know, it is just what it is. I know that I'm not the only one who struggles with these things. I know that virtually all artists, if not most artists, struggle with the same exact things on a daily basis. We're fighting algorithms, or we're trying to show up, and we're trying to reach out to people who might actually appreciate our art, but it's not easy, you know. It's really not easy. And then, you know, the art itself requires dedication, and I'm all for it. Yeah, I never really wanted to do anything else in life but art. And I mean by that music and the visual arts. I never really intended or wanted to do anything else. I didn't want to work in the banking sector. I didn't want to become a model. I never wanted to, you know, work for a corporation or something. I never intended any of those things at all. I was always about art. And so I do have the dedication to do these things, and that's actually what sees me through and what allows me to finish every single painting. I don't leave anything unfinished. I actually complete all of my goals. This is why you see so many of my old albums out there, for example, nowadays on Bandcamp and Gemendo, is because over the years, this determination, this love for creating things, it allowed me to keep creating regardless. life got in the way a lot of times. And I've lived in so many different situations and so many different relationships. And one day maybe I'll write a book about this. Right now, I don't think I want to. But let's just say that life has been never easy. I've never been in a nice kind of situation, and yet I was doing all of these things. That's just, I can't imagine my life without this, and this is just what I'm all about. I'm about art. So I just want to, one of my biggest desires looking forward is that I just want to do more art, and I want to feel free to do more art. I want to have the materials and more time to do just this. And I hope that I accomplish this dream. I think that a lot of artists out there will agree with me, and a lot of artists would love to spend more time in their studio or traveling or doing plein air art, painting while traveling, sketching, drawing, and participating in really exciting events and meeting other artists and things of such nature. And I know that a lot of people can't. That's just how it is. But anyways, I didn't mean to turn the video into how do I say this? I don't even know what words to pick. Let's just say that I really love to do what I do. It's what keeps me going. And nowadays I just decided that I finally, despite all of my other projects, despite the time that has passed, after a whole year, I'm going for the thing that I intended to do. I wanted to paint this Greek series with those references provided to me by Leonidas. And because those photos are very beautiful, and I hope to move to Greece sooner than later. I think it's going to be a life-changing experience. I'm looking forward to that. And it just adds an extra layer of enjoyability to the process. That's why I like painting these landscapes. I like the nature, I like the surroundings, I like the colors and the textures of this area. And it allows me to unwind a little bit while actually painting. I can't tell you how many more paintings will I do. I think I have references for probably another 10 paintings. Last year I was painting a lot of local stuff, smaller paintings. I was painting, Kentucky, back roads and sunsets and foliage and cats and things like that, and flowers. This year I don't feel like I want to paint that again. I kind of got tired of that. I feel that I want to go forward in my mind, and that to me is Greece. So I think that this year, this landscape series that I'm doing right now, that's gonna be the third project that I need to cool off from my main two projects. My main one right now is Sun City, of course, and that involves music, the writing of music for the album. Then it also involves a string of articles that I'm going to publish on WordPress, on my blog on WordPress, where I'm kind of giving you a feel of the story, of the Sun City story, because I want to give some lore, and I want to invite people and show them where I come from with these songs, because the songs alone, they don't really tell the story. They're like excerpts, they're like plot summaries, but they're not the story itself. Music tells a slightly different story. It's an emotional story, and lyrically, it's like a poem, but it's not a book. It's not the whole story. That's why I'm also going to post every Wednesday. I'm going to be posting these WordPress articles, and I'm going to follow the Sun City story and write about these chapters, each one of them. And then, of course, there is the Sun City painting series, and this is just the first series of paintings where I'm painting album cover artwork for the individual singles. So it's kind of every painting right now is like a summary of everything that goes in that chapter / song. But that's not all, because the story is much deeper. There's a lot more to the story. And so that means that after I'm done with the first series of Sun City paintings, I will return with a second series of paintings and a third series of paintings, and I will just paint other scenes and in other settings and paint other characters, and I'm just gonna develop that. And the Sun City story, because of this, is gonna span across a long period of time. And then simultaneously, I'm also working on the Journey of Ea, and the Journey of Ea is sort of a sequel to Sun City. Not a direct sequel, but I think it's kind of set in the same universe. It's the same kind of mythic journey sort of story. It's mythical. It's, how do you say this, archetypal or archetypical? Archetypal? I don't know which one is correct. In the first story, our protagonist, her name is Anamira, the mysterious Anamira. And in the second story, Ea, her daughter, is the protagonist. And Ea is a trans woman, and that puts a whole, I think a pretty peculiar twist on the story. But that's how I see it, and that's how I intend to tell this story. I think that's how it should be. And this is my third project. I think I can't really handle more than this, because doing something simultaneously on top of this, yet another series of paintings, that's way too much. That's way too much. Here's the finished painting. I had a lot of fun painting this one, and I've already started the third painting from this series, from the Samos series, and I'll just continue. And sooner or later, these paintings will also be framed, and they will show up in my Etsy store. As of right now, I already have a whole lot of paintings and prints in my Etsy store, and of course I want to invite everybody to visit my store. Check it out. If you want prints for some specific paintings, you can always reach out to me and you can tell me, hey Kat, you know what, that original is way too expensive for me, but I would like to have a print. So I can make prints for that painting available. And of course, if you like my content, if you like hanging around, if you're interested in this kind of content, in storytelling and mythic storytelling and painting and music, join me. You can subscribe to my channel and, just hang around and explore my content and watch my videos and see if you like the vibe of this. And if you like it enough, maybe if you want to get one layer deeper, if you want to join my inner circle, then you can join my channel and become a member. And I will appreciate this a lot, because you will have access to special content and special perks, and this will help me. This will support my artistic efforts, and I always tremendously appreciate everything that supports my artistic efforts. Thank you very much for being with me, and until next time, ciao.